a streak of lightning, a flash of red, and in 1956, the comic book world was reborn. When Showcase number 4 introduced Barry Allen as The Flash, readers didn't just meet a new hero. They witnessed the dawn of the Silver Age of comics. The world had changed since the Golden Age. Science was the new magic. Atomic power, satellites, and the space race filled the headlines, and comics followed suit. Superheroes returned, reimagined through the lens of progress and possibility. Green Lantern's power came from alien technology. The atom shrank through molecular physics. Even Superman and Batman became symbols of invention, exploration, and the future. But the Silver Age wasn't just about superheroes. It was about imagination unleashed. Publishers explored every corner of possibility. Science fiction thrived in books like Mystery in Space, Strange Adventures, and Space Family Robinson. Westerns still rode strong in Kid Colt Outlaw, Rawhide Kid, and Billy the Kid. War comics, Sergeant Rock, G.I. Combat, and Our Army at War told human stories of courage and sacrifice. Romance comics reflected post-war dreams and anxieties in titles like Young Love and Girls' Romances. Even horror and mystery cautiously returned from the shadows in books like House of Secrets, Tales to Astonish, and Creepy. Bound by the Comics Code Authority, writers and artists used fantasy, science fiction, and allegory to push boundaries without breaking the rules. Beneath bright colors and bold covers, stories explored fear, loss, war, and the unknown. Then came a publisher that changed everything. In 1961, Fantastic Four #1 introduced something new. Not just heroes, but people. Through the works of Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and Steve Ditko, Marvel Comics brought flawed emotional characters to the page. Spider-Man worried about responsibility and the cost of doing the right thing. The Hulk was both hero and monster. The X-Men were outcast long before they were champions. Marvel's heroes lived in the same messy world as their readers, and that made them real. Meanwhile, other publishers kept innovating. Gold Key Comics delivered bold science fiction and adventure with Magnus, Robot Fighter, Dr. Solar, and Turok, Son of Stone. Charlton Comics introduced Captain Atom, Blue Beetle, The Question, and Peacemaker, heroes who would later inspire Watchmen. Tower Comics brought Cold War intrigue with Thunder Agents, while Warren Publishing revived horror and satire through Creepy, Eerie, and Blazing Combat. Through it all, humor thrived. Archie, Mad Magazine, and Richie Rich offered laughs in a rapidly changing world. For the first time, continuity mattered. Stories connected across titles. Universes expanded. Readers followed not just characters, but entire worlds. But beneath the optimism of space-age adventure, the 1960s were changing. Civil rights marches filled the streets. The Vietnam War divided a generation. Culture grew louder and angrier and more questioning. Writers began reflecting that shift. In Green Lantern, Green Arrow, heroes confronted racism, poverty, and injustice instead of aliens and robots. And not everyone was willing to work within the system. Outside the mainstream, underground comics emerged. Sold in head shops and passed hand to hand, creators like Robert Crumb, Gilbert Shelton, and Spain Rodriguez rejected censorship entirely. Their work was raw, political, and confrontational, exploring sex, drugs, war, and counterculture in ways mainstream comics could not. While superheroes soared into space, underground comics proved that comics could speak directly to adulthood and rebellion. By the end of the decade, the Silver Age shimmered with imagination, but shadows had begun to fall. The innocence was fading. The questions were getting harder. The Silver Age gave us gods and geniuses, monsters and dreamers, a universe of possibility inked on cheap paper. But comics were growing up, and the next era would reflect a world no longer willing to look away. The Bronze Age was about to begin.